Hello, this is the news reaching you live from iBrandTV studio in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, members of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria protest at the National Assembly complex over unpaid allowances. Governor Seyi Makinde, other VIPs mourn former Oyo Governor Alao Akala. And Efcc arraigns IsMAILA Mompha, popularly known as Mompha, over money laundering. And a car bomb explodes in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, killing at least 8 persons. Glad to have you join us on the news now. I am Mary Chinda. We begin now with news with the demise of former governor of Oyo State, Adebayo Akala. Alao Akala died in his sleep in Obomoso on Wednesday. He was said to have returned from Abuja on Tuesday. A source said the Obomoso-born retired police officer was discovered dead when they entered his room this morning. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, says former governor Christopher Alao Akala will be remembered for his contributions to the development of the state. Alao Akala, a former police officer, served as deputy governor before becoming governor of Oyo State. The Oyo State Governor, in a statement, said the deceased took infrastructural development of other zones of the state outside Ibadan, the state capital. To honor him, Makinde said he had ordered flags to be flied at half-mast. Now, members of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASN, have held a protest at the National Assembly complex over unpaid allowances. The workers occupied the National Assembly complex, chanting songs of solidarity and displaying various placards. Among other demands, the workers want the full implementation of the national minimum wage signed into law in 2019, as well as the revised condition of service.
Brandishing placards with various inscriptions, the workers want the full implementation of the national minimum wage signed into law in 2019.
We have been denied for our right. Precisely, the minimum wage since 2019, we've been denied till this year, our arrears of 24 months. The acts of the president have said they should implement since 2019 April, 2019 April. But National Assembly, where the laws, where the acts being passed, they have been denied us. We are not fighting with the CNA. We are not fighting with the Commission. We are not fighting with the leadership of National Assembly, but we are fighting for our rights.
Yes. Give us our own.
Please, other ministries and parastatals have been paid right from April 2019. Our own, they said 20 what? 1st January 2020. For what? All budget and everything, we are the one doing it here. We are the one working on them. They have so many things, but we don't want to mention. But first is our minimum wage.
The workers said the union on the 13th of April 2021 entered an agreement with National Assembly Service Commission on full implementation of the new National Minimum Wage Act 2019. Assuring the protesters that the issues will be looked into, Chairman Passan Sabi Sunday said executives of the association will be attending an emergency meeting called by the National Assembly Service Commission to address the issues raised.
Whosoever is holding our money, the person must bring the money out. This is not the time to speak English. The era of speaking English is gone. This is Georgia. We are out of war. Yes. Everybody, tie your belt very well. Tie your waist. From now on, we are not going to give anybody the opportunity to speak us. Give us our money. The only thing we want to hear now is alert. If we don't see alert, we shut down National Assembly. Is that so?
Adebayo reporting for iBrandTV News.
And still staying in Abuja, the Inspector General of Police, Akali Baba Usman, has met with commandants of the various police training colleges and training schools ahead of the commencement of the training for newly recruited constables into the force. iBrandTV reporter Adebayo Akala reports that the recruitment exercise captured applicants from 774 local government areas across the country.
Akali Baba Usman, who described the recruitment process as well articulated and seamless, involving the strategic relevant stakeholders, said the next phase of the exercise rested on the shoulders of the commandants, who were expected to facilitate the transition of the recruits to well-groomed police personnel. IGP Akali directed commandants of the various training schools to liaise with the commissioners of police to ensure adequate security measures in the 4 premier police colleges in Lagos, Kaduna, Maiduguri, Enugu, as well as 12 other institutes across the country designated for the training exercise.
The recruit training for the 2020-2021 phase of the Nigeria Police Recruitment Exercise will commence on the 10th of January 2022. We have the mandate of Mr. President to employ 10,000 every year for the next 6 years, and we are on the 3rd year now. So we still have the possibility of recruiting more 10,000 every year till 2025. Our recruitment reflected taking or recruiting successful candidates from all the 774 local governments of the Federation. Our intention also is to train these officers and return them back to police their states, their local governments, and their communities. For immediately after finishing one, we intend to do the 2022. Which we have already opened our quota for those interested to also apply.
The IGP also added that the exercise was in accordance with the directive of the President to recruit 10,000 police officers yearly for a period of 6 years. Adebayo reporting for iBrandTV News.
And away from Abuja now, but in Lagos, still staying on security matters, the Lagos Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Wednesday arraigned IsMAILA Mumphah, popularly known as Mompha, and the IsMAILA Global Investment Limited before Justice Mojisola Dada of the Special Offences Court's sitting in Ikeja, Lagos. Mompha was arraigned on an 8-count charge bordering on conspiracy to launder funds obtained through unlawful activities, retention of proceeds of criminal conduct, laundering of funds obtained through unlawful activities, failure to disclose assets and property, possession of documents containing false pretense, and use of property derived from a lawful act. Mompha is further accused of using the false document titled Select Milk Producer J.P. Morgan to defraud Continental Dairy Facilitate Southwest LLC. The EFCC is also accusing him of colluding with one Olayinka Jimoh, aka Nappy Boy, to retain an aggregate sum of 52 million naira between January 28, 2019 and February 11, 2019, believed to be proceeds of criminal conduct. The accused has, however, pleaded not guilty to the 8-count charges. And the Kogi State Command of the Nigerian Security and Defense Corps and Civil Defense Corps has paraded 4 suspects for alleged kidnapping, conspiracy and theft. Adebayo Paul reports that the state's commandant of the NSCDC, the suspects said were arrested by officers of the command during the New Year's celebration.
Commandant NSCDC Olatunde Fayemi said that one of the suspects was arrested by the counter-terrorism unit for an alleged threat to one Hamza Adebisi, whom he was a former sales rep to, at the point of collecting ransom paid by the victim. He said that the suspect was said to have demanded 1.5 million naira from his former employer as ransom not to hurt or kidnap him. He said some of the other suspects were paraded to have stolen the sum of 500,000 naira and the iron spreadsheet, respectively.
The prevalence is increasing in Ekiti State because many youths are taking to it as business. They are joining it with the Yahoo business. And largely, they are between 20 and 30 years old. And as for us in civil defense, we don't spare any based on religion or ethnicity that has committed any form of crime. The law is blind and the law is impartial.
Because I attempt to collect money from my oga by threatening to kidnap him. I'm not proud because I'm not really proud at all.
The commandant equally noted that the suspect would be arraigned in court after investigations have been concluded. Igboje Warrior, reporting for iBrandTV News.
The Oyo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, SAN, has charged members and leadership of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, to make their impacts felt across the country through advocacy on violence against women and the girl child in the society. Akeredolu, who called on women lawyers to address the menace of rape and other violence against women, also promised that his administration would continue to give priority to gender-based issues for the betterment of the society. The governor spoke while receiving the members of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, led by the state chairman, Catherine Ogunjibi. Ogunjibi appreciated the governor for signing into law the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, VAP 2021, describing the development as a landmark victory for FIDA in the state and Nigeria as a whole. Now, the United Arab Emirates has inaugurated a visa application and document attestation center at the office of the UAE Consulate General in Lagos. The inauguration was led by the Consul General, Dr. Abdullah Al-Mandoz, and was attended by the Special Advisor to the Lagos State Government on Sustainable Development Goals and Investment, Shalape Hamad, Controller General of the Immigration for Lagos State, Ahmed Aliyu, among other dignitaries. Leading the visitors on a tour of the center, Mandoz reaffirmed that the UAE had worked towards fostering its bilateral relations with Nigeria. We go on a commercial break now, and when we return, we take more stories. Stay with us.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. Found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
We take some news now across the African continent. A car bomb exploded on the road leading to the airport in the Somali capital of Mogadishu on Wednesday, killing at least 8 persons, the head of the city's ambulance services has said. Mogadishu resident Mohammed Osman said the shock of the blast hit the walls and the roof of the mosque while he was praying in a nearby area. It was not immediately clear what was responsible for the bombing. And some foreign news now. Slovakia's government has approved a defense agreement with the United States setting the framework for potential use of its air bases by its NATO partner, but not leading to any concrete deployment, ministers said on Wednesday. The agreement, which the Slovak government said follows similar treaties by 23 other NATO countries, including all those on the alliance's eastern borders, still needs the president's signature and ratification for the country's parliament. Under the agreement, the United States would be able to use facilities at the 2 Slovak airports of Slake and Malaki, while other concrete plans would be subject to follow-up agreements. Slovakia would also qualify for $100 million in U.S. funds. Slovakia shares its eastern border with Ukraine at the center of tension between NATO and Russia for the last few years. Up next is entertainment news.
This is entertainment news reaching you at this hour. I am Michelle Abanum. The Academy Awards will have a host for the first time since 2018 and return to their long-time home at the Dolby Theatre, broadcaster ABC said on Tuesday. While other award shows have been postponed because of a surge in COVID-19 cases, Walt Disney Co.'s ABC said plans remain in place to hold the Oscars, the highest film honors, on March 27th in Los Angeles. This year's ceremony will have a host, ABC Entertainment President Craig Erwich said at a Television Critics Association event. He provided no details. "It might be me," he joked. The Oscars were handed out by celebrity presenters but had no host in 2019, 2020 and 2021. Ratings for the telecast have fallen in recent years, dropping to a record low of 10.4 million people in the United States in 2021. Viewership of other award shows also has declined. Reality TV star Kim Kardashian and boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. are facing a lawsuit alleging the celebrities misled investors in their promotion of a cryptocurrency token. The lawsuit, filed January 7th in Los Angeles federal court, claims the celebrities touted tokens sold by Ethereum Mask or EMAX in order to boost its price and make themselves a profit at the expense of their followers and investors. The company's executives, collaborating with several celebrity promoters, made false or misleading statements about Ethereum Max through social media advertisements and other promotional activities, the lawsuit stated. According to the lawsuit, Kardashian promoted Ethereum Max in a June 2021 post on Instagram, where she had over 250 million followers. The lawsuit, filed by a New York resident who bought EMAX tokens and lost the money, is proposed as a class action suit for anyone who bought EMAX tokens from mid-May to late June 2021. And that's it on entertainment news. I am Michelle Abanum.
In sports news, Aston Villa have agreed a £25 million deal with Everton to sign defender Lucas Digne from Goodison Park. The French international has not made any start for Everton since December 1st after falling out of favour with Everton coach Rafael Benitez. Several clubs registered their interest in the left-back, including Newcastle United and Chelsea, but Aston Villa appear to be in the driver's seat for this signature. Trinidad and Tobago's Olympic and World 400 meters relay medalist Dion Londori has been killed in a car crash in Texas at the age of 29. Londori was driving home after coaching at a Texas A&M University. The 29-year-old anchored his country to a bronze medal at London 2012 and also competed at the Rio and Tokyo Olympics. Commonwealth Game 100-meter champion Michelle was one of the athletes to pay tributes. Londori also won the silver at the World Champions in Beijing in 2015 and took individual bronze at the following year's World Indoors in Portland, Oregon. And this is where we wrap up the news now. Do well to follow us on our social media platforms across YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for more news update. I am Mary Chinda.